The Walking Dead, Street Fighter, Transformers, Lord of the Rings, Doctor Who, Warhammer 40k, kind of Harry Potter. That's right, looking at you, Strixhaven. It's clear that in 2023, Wizards of the Coast is all in on the Universes Beyond design plan. And with recent controversy in the rearview mirror like Aftermath and Magic 30th Anniversary Edition, who can blame them? But there's a bigger question to ask here. Does Hasbro and Magic the Gathering need these outside IPs to continue to be successful in this day and age? I think this is a really fun conversation. Getting enthusiasts to engage in your paper trading card game in an ever-digitized world is no small challenge, and to Magic the Gathering's credit, they have stood the test of time, and many of us enthusiasts constantly and willingly engage with every single release. But that's not always going to be the case, and every trading card game must grow, and Hasbro demands WotC must also make money. So after watching a couple of the controversies and flops go down, it was a commentator and longtime viewer of the channel, Devin Mychan, shout out Devin, that posed an interesting question. Does Wizards of the Coast need Universes Beyond and these outside IPs to continue to make money in 2023? And I want to explore this today, but to do so, we have to look back at some recent Magic the Gathering history, look at the inception of Universes Beyond, and decide, is it there as a cash cow, or does it have some other purpose that not only benefits WotC, but could also benefit you and I as regular enthusiasts as well? But we're going to start today's timeline with what might be the worst time in Magic, and this is where most of these thoughts come from the overarching community, including myself. It comes from the era of like AFR, Crimson Vow, Midnight Hut, when Magic was not doing that great. That carried on to, as much as it pains me to say, Streets of New Capenna and Dominaria United. I thought both of those sets were great, and well, frankly, they flopped. I really thought this was a good time in Magic, but most enthusiasts would disagree. But there was a shining light in this era of Magic the Gathering, and it came in the form of Warhammer 40k decks. This was a Universes Beyond product that aimed to introduce Warhammer fans to Magic's most popular format. And maybe unbeknownst to Wizards of the Coast, maybe they didn't know this was coming, and maybe they did, it also tickled the fancy of most normal Magic enthusiasts out as well. These were well-balanced decks that found themselves with a bunch of unique and fun mechanics, and just like we like, there was a collectible version, and the community, as you know, generally eats this up. And seeing this as a rare bright spot in an era of Magic that was falling on, well, let's just call it tough times, it sparked the idea that, wow, this Universes Beyond thing really could be something. Now, Wizards of the Coast has then gone all in. We look at collector boxes for Lord of the Rings and the whole Lord of the Rings release as well, and the additional collector version 2 holiday super special edition release, and you start to wonder, is Wizards of the Coast leaning further and further into Universes Beyond, and why are they doing so? Well, Universes Beyond hasn't always been a rousing success for Wizards of the Coast. You look back at some of the initial inceptions of UB, as we'll call it, because listen, I'm a super cool YouTuber, and if you like super cool YouTubers, you should click that subscribe button, because that is what you do. But the inception of UB was things like The Walking Dead and Street Fighter, which came in the form of secret layers. Now, in my opinion, this was a horrible way to do Universes Beyond. Functionally unique cards in secret layers did not feel like a massive win. Our ingrained Magic community generally said, you know, we don't like this, and this was the inception of the idea. This was the birth of the thought that I don't want to play Rick Grimes at my Magic the Gathering table. Gosh darn it, I want to play Magic IP. And, you know, this is a hump that we've had to get over time. But because of various rubs like this, it didn't necessarily land well with the Magic community, and I would argue it doesn't do well with the Walking Dead community either, and doesn't do well with those outside IP communities, because it's not what I would call a publicly facing product. Yes, you can go to the Wizards of the Coast one website, you can find the one button, you can click it, and you can order it. But a regular release, like the Warhammer 40k release that we talked about, was not only available at those locations, but at every local game store. And as Magic has expanded and looked at this Universes Beyond project, it has targeted various IPs that, let's just face it, not to stereotype, but are probably familiar with what a game store is. Like most of these IPs, or it won't be the first time they've ever walked into a game store, and I would be surprised if it won't be the last. So this, in its part, was what I would think is kind of a failure for the Universes Beyond project, but the Warhammer 40k decks took the project in a different turn, and because of this turn, it also, well, made Wizards of the Coast a handful of money. Channel sponsor MinMax Games stocks these decks every opportunity they get, and I know there was a recent controversy about the collector deck reprinted, but even a store as large as MinMax, with the massive amount of spend that they have on Magic the Gathering, did not get a large enough number to really shake up the community. There was, I think they only got something like 10 or 11 more additional sets of decks, so it wasn't anything crazy for as big of a game store as they are. But this really turned Wizards of the Coast on to the Universes Beyond idea and what it could be as a regular product release. Fast forward to the Lord of the Rings set, and the Lord of the Rings, listen, hit the ground running. I have a video, if I remember, editor Josh, you guys, if you've watched the channel, you know how this goes. I will link it, or I won't link it. Who knows? I forget in editing sometimes. Give me a break. But it has drawn the hearts and the eyes of both communities. Magic the Gathering fans seem very interested in this product as it pertains to Commander and limited play IP and playing in that world, and Lord of the Rings fans are going much harder than I could have ever imagined, saying how they want to collect the product, how they want all the various scenes, and things that I would have never thought as an ingrained Magic player to really chase after. So again, this product hits and it seems to be a rousing success, but this time, unlike Warhammer 40k, Wizards of the Coast seems to be ready. They have themed the celebration of Magic, which follows the release, all around Lord of the Rings, and yes, they have planned a special holiday premiere, super special, spicy, extra limited, whatever release, re-release of alternate arts and treatments and a special foil, and if you want to check out that video, it's on the channel. You can make sure to go take a look. That product's a little bit ridiculous, but this all boils down to the fact that, wow, it seems like Wizards of the Coast is going all in, and we know historically WotC goes all in on what? Things that make them money. You can't have it both ways. If we're going to say WotC's a greedy company, this is why they have to be doing these things. So WotC goes all in because it's making them a bunch of money, and I expect Doctor Who to be, just as much of a rousing success. But does this mean Universes Beyond is required? Well, I actually say no. Universes Beyond is an awesome project, but looking at recent Magic the Gathering sets, Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One, The Brothers' War, March of the Machine, and, well, okay, for this argument, we'll dodge Aftermath. These sets are extremely successful, stand on their own legs, and have no reach into the Universes Beyond. I know there's Transformers in one of them, but listen, nobody's chasing those cards. Nobody's opening those products for those cards, so we're not going to talk about that. But I really think these products have stood the test of time, and my sales data would show that these sets are selling much better. So what is it? Why are these sets selling bad when last year was bad? Well, frankly, it's just, these are good sets. They exist on popular plane. They deal in popular Magic IP. There's great cards in them. The limited play experience is fun. And us as Magic enthusiasts get a hold of these things. We get a handle on how this is going to work, and we get excited for things that are good. We look back on some of these other sets, and we were in kind of a swamp of not so great products and really nothing fun to open. And while I argue the limited play and single cards out of some of those sets, Streets of New Capenna is amazing, it was swamped and overrun by a slew of other terrible Magic products and some controversy of its own. So this brings us to the major question then. If Universes Beyond does not exist just to line Wizards of the Coast pockets, which it might do that as well, but they're doing a good enough job lining their pockets without it. Why does it exist? Well, let's harken back to the introduction of this video. It is 2023 as of the recording of this video, and getting people involved in paper Magic the Gathering is becoming more and more difficult. Listen, we complain about it on the internet all the time. MTGO and MTG Arena are the reason we could never have standard, and people don't play Magic like they used to, and it's hard to get people to buy the product and collect the cards, and there's everything special and nothing is special. I could go on and on with Magic complaints for the rest of this video until I hit, my monetization mark. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I really think what this does is this provides a larger front door to Magic the Gathering. Now, that front door of the Magic the Gathering is a chance for someone to walk in and experience this trading card game. And as the world's longest lasting, well-played trading card game, we're ignoring Pokemon because, listen, people collect, nobody plays. This is a great thing. This is a great opportunity. And not all the people that walk in through that front door are brand new. It came out several years ago that the life cycle of a Magic player, and let me know in the comment section below if this is you, is someone who engages with Magic, plays for a while, quits for a little bit, and then comes back. And this front door opens to not only people interested in whatever IP is being pushed at the moment, but people who experienced Magic a long time ago, maybe have fallen off and have a chance to walk back in the door at a different part in their life. So all in all, I really think that's the point of Universes Beyond, and that is why Wizards of the Coast is so all in. They recognize that it's getting difficult to push this, and to push this, they might need to widen their audience and expand and get more and more people interested in their game. And frankly, putting the money aside and the greediness and the fact that they're pushing things, more people involved in my favorite hobby is always a great thing. That's just from me personally. And this conversation, again, stems from my Friday morning Magic live stream. Every Friday at 8 a.m. Central Time, we have amazing conversations like this. We hang out and chat, we have coffee together, and we start our day off right and give us something to talk about at our FNMs. So make sure you tune in on Friday morning. Again, make sure, if you're not, you click that subscribe button. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. And until next time, you guys know me, my name is Josh, and I forgot to tell you to share this video, but listen, it would really help the channel a lot, and all the sub goals and stuff like that. I don't know, I'm out. Thanks for hanging out with this discussion today. We'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.